you have to log into the network, but you can't keep that in to go live.
But I will do that. Serve me. No, you serve me.
No.
Me.
No.
Me.
No.
Yeah.
You have to really call this. You got called a little bit ago. But it is good. It's a problem.
That's awesome. I knew this fun.
So, heads up, thank you.
Oh, yeah, thanks, Mark. I guess it was overall. Yeah. Overall, like you say.
All rise, please. Presiding is Judge Janea Trotter Bratton. Please make sure your cell phones are turned off. You may be seated. I have a great day. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
All right, Bailey.
Morning, Ron.
Good morning, Council.
Judge, we would like to hear probable cause today.
Your Honor, on or around January 22nd of 2026, the Coleraine Township police officers responded out to the apartment of Mr. Bailey and his paramour, Ms. Shade. They responded twice for calls about domestic situations. When they responded, there was no one else in the apartment except the two of them. I say that, preface that with within an hour of Coleraine Township officers responding to that location for those two incidents, they responded to a call for an unknown trouble issue. When they responded, they saw two people identified as Mr. Bailey and Ms. Shade running from a body who they identified as the victim had been stabbed to death. Their weapon was found in the parking lot, like it had been tossed away from the area. They responded to the apartment of Mr. Bailey and Ms. Shade. There was a large amount of blood in the apartment, made it seem like the actual stabbing had occurred inside the apartment and then the body was moved. Both were interviewed. Ms. Shade and Mr. Bailey, both in their discussions with law enforcement, indicated that they had no idea that there was any weapon or anything on the decedent's person. This decedent was called there by the Ms. Shade to help out, it is believed, through the domestic situation, and in the course of that was stabbed to death by Mr. Bailey.
Probable cause to.
Judge?
Yeah.
As to bond, he was interviewed that night and released. He was apprehended later. He was out walking his dog. He made no effort to flee or do anything like that. Obviously, there's a lot more to this story. I think that the evidence will show eventually that she had very significant injuries. This is a situation where there's far more to the story than just what the prosecutor told you. I'd ask for a reasonable bond under these circumstances. There's really nothing he can make right now. I know he has a record that the prosecutor will review, but I'd ask for a bond that he could make so that he can get out and defend himself.
From the state, anything?
I would ask for a higher secure bond in this case with EMD to ensure that the defendant returns to court. I don't see a history in Hamilton County, but in speaking with Detective Stockmeyer, he did indicate there's a significant history out of Kentucky involving both drugs and firearms. And I will also note, this is more pertinent to Ms. Shade, that there's the injuries are alleged by her to have occurred from the decedent. There was nothing about the injuries that made it seem like they came from anybody other than Mr. Bailey to the officers.
So I have 2 prior felony convictions. There are some things out of Kentucky that on my paperwork do not have a disposition. On the tampering with evidence, 15,000 secured. On the murder, $1 million secured plus juris. Or I'm sorry, plus EMD.
210 for grand jury.
Jasmine Blake,
Good morning, Your Honor.
good morning.
Connor Riley on behalf of Ms. Jasmine Blake. We have probable cause.
Testify.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Ms. Blake is 31 years old. For the last year, she has been at UC getting her doctorate in nursing anesthesia. She's been in Cincinnati for the last 2 years. Prior to beginning this doctorate program at UC, Ms. Blake had worked as an RN for the 6 years prior to beginning her doctorate, has been in Cincinnati for the last 2 years. I have a lot of family contact information for Ms. Blake. I have a good phone number for her father as well as her mother. They live in Maryland, but they'll be traveling here shortly. Again, Ms. Blake has lived here for the last 2 years. Understanding this is a serious case and this is not the time to litigate the facts, I will just note that this alleged offense occurred in Ms. Blake's apartment. She is all marked up on her face from being attacked. There was a FaceTime phone call with Ms. Blake's brother from the entire, who would be able to have listened to and seen a large portion of the altercation and the attack of Ms. Blake that led to her using force. I believe we have a very strong self-defense case. Given Ms. Blake's complete lack of record, her ties to the community, I would ask the court to consider a $250,000 10% bond.
From the state.
Your Honor, for some additional background and context, I believe the victim and the defendant were in a relationship with one another and both were in that residence together. This isn't like a stranger who came in or broke in and there was some type of incident occurred. The defendant did call 911. She did say she's gone. She said that allegedly that the decedent was going to kill her, made a statement that she was a nurse and that she had to leave the room to get her gun. There was no mention of a weapon or anything that would necessitate the use of deadly force. From what I can tell based on discussions with my supervisor, and it didn't appear blatantly to the officers on scene that there was any bruising or contusions which would have warranted the use of deadly force again, like I said. We did have information at the time. I'm glad we clarified that the defendant has resided in Cincinnati for 2 years because we had information about Maryland, so that was a concern. Based on that, I do think a high monetary bond would be appropriate here with EMU or juris, just to secure the defendant's appearance back in court.
$750,000 secured plus EMD. Antonio Churchill,
Grand jury date?
2-8.
Judge, the attorney just got here for Churchill. Can we set this aside for just a minute, please?
Shanice Shade.
Hey, pass it on Shade.
Martin Shade.
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 Is Ms. Shea of APA order?
Oh, yes,
Yes.
there is.
Your Honor,
I'm sorry.
I started to speak, but I thought she was coming. She's not yet. I was gonna wait for her. Yep. Your Honor, we'll waive probable cause on Ms. Shade. Ms. Shade is 44 years old. She, I've been informed, has an APA holder, so she's not gonna be going anywhere.
From the state.
Just for your knowledge, Your Honor, that APA holder is based upon a conviction for manslaughter from 2012, and then this Ms. Shade is the co-defendant involved in the Colerain Township murder with Mr. Bailey that you heard the facts about earlier. It is believed that Ms. Shade is the person who contacted the victim in that case to come over to the residence to help her throughout that domestic dispute, and that during the course of that, the decedent, there was an altercation that occurred. The decedent was then stabbed. There were statements by Ms. Shade to law enforcement that there was no weapon on the decedent or anything that would necessitate a self-defense claim or anything in this case. And as I did mention earlier, there was the defendant and her co-defendant were both seen running from the decedent in the parking lot by law enforcement officers, and that knife had been thrown through the parking lot. Additionally, in Ms. Shade's purse, there was a approximately 6-inch, the officer described it as a raptor knife, like a hooking knife, and that's part of the basis of the APA holder. The allegations in that underlying conviction were also involving a stabbing.
$25,000 secured on each count.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, Your Honor.
$25,000 secured on each count. Lucas Silvius.
210.
Thank you.
So yes, you're right.
Lucas. Good morning, Your Honor. Plea is not guilty.
Testify.
Thank you, Your Honor. There's been a request for a protection order. We are executing that at this time. At the time of these allegations, Lucas was a student at University of Cincinnati. He's since received paperwork I've seen this morning where he's been suspended. So he's not going to be returning back to the University of Cincinnati, at least currently, although he has signed paperwork. He has no record, no failures to appear, obviously, with no record. I've been in contact with his parents. He's good family support. Given that he's executed the protection order, we're asking for no bond.
From the state.
That's for the monthly bond stay away. Allegations are that while he was intoxicated, he was chasing around, threatening the victim with a broken glass bottle.
What was the relationship?
They're just both students. No relationship. I can give the court a little more information on that, I think. This occurred in one of the dorms for the report. I think the prosecuting witness was there kind of as an invited guest of one of the other dorm members, but they don't particularly know each other than that evening. So no reason to be in contact with her whatsoever.
There is no record, no failures to appear supervised OR on the A and B, OR plus jurors if requested on the menacing.
Thank you.
Jason, are we ready on Churchill? Antonio Churchill?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Your Honor, the plea is not guilty, and we'd like to hear probable cause.
On February 1st, 2026, at 03:24 hours, officers were dispatched to the Bengals Paycor Stadium located at 1 Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio, for a male black subject who was seen on surveillance video forcefully opening a door to gain entry to the stadium and continuing through the stadium. Upon arrival, a canine dog was deployed to assist with search efforts. Despite several attempts to verbally call the subject to surrender, he never stopped. Officers continued searching the premises with the help of live surveillance video from the stadium and RTCC cameras. Officers were finally able to locate the subject, now known as Mr. Churchill, near a food and merchandise stand on the top level of the stadium. Officers took Mr. Churchill into custody without further incident. Mr. Churchill was making statements that he was allowed in the building and that he didn't do anything wrong. Security personnel confirmed no one was supposed to be in the stadium at that time.
Your Honor, we would argue that there's not probable cause to hold on a felony charge of breaking and entering here because I didn't hear any facts that allege that support the specific intent of purpose to commit a theft offense. It sounds to me that Mr. Churchill is alleged to have been in the stadium for quite some time and nothing beyond being present, around the present in the stadium, which, has merchandise all around, obviously, but nothing beyond him walking around in the stadium. So I think that, it sounds like there's probable cause to hold on a trespass or aggravated trespass, but I don't think that there's probable cause to hold on a breaking and entering.
Can you read the actual complaint?
Yes, Your Honor. On Officer Wooten, being first duly cautioned and sworn, deposes and says that Antonio Churchill, on or about February 1st, 2026, in Hamilton County, state of Ohio, did by force trespass in Bengals Paycor Stadium at 1 Paycor Stadium, an unoccupied structure with the purpose to commit therein, deprive the stadium of merchandise and food, contrary to and in violation of Section 2911.13 of the Ohio Revised Code, a felony of the 5th degree. He was seen on camera by security forcefully opening a door to gain entry to the stadium and continued walking through the stadium, defying commands to stop.
So the complaint, even though what it says is based on, the complaint says with purpose to commit therein, it specifies that it was to deprive the stadium of merchandise and food. So the allegations in the complaint are sufficient. Probable cause is found as to bond.
As to bond, Your Honor, Mr. Churchill has no court contacts in Cincinnati or in Ohio at all. And Your Honor, his last court contact via leads in the pretrial report was 2 years ago in 2024. He does have a low ORAS score of 2. And Your Honor, he has given me an address in Cincinnati that he'll be staying at during the pendency of this case. I also have a good phone number for him. And so given those facts, Your Honor, we would be asking for a supervised OR bond.
From the state.
Or a score of 2, it doesn't look like there's any history in Hamilton County. I will defer to Your Honor.
There are 2 prior violent felonies, 1 felony, 8 misdemeanors, 2 of which there are 7 prior burglary charges, 2 confirmed convictions out of California, where it says that Mr. Churchill resides. with the prior burglaries, the living out of state, 20,000 secured plus EMD plus stay away from Paycor Stadium.
Your Honor.
Jacinto Brito,
That will be 211 injury.
What's the date?
211.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning, Your Honor. Leticia Fernandez, Spanish interpreter, certified by the High School.
Judge, the pleas are not guilty on behalf of Mr. DePaz Rito.
is it just the obstructing official business that's in front of me?
Judge, to be honest, I'm not sure. I do know that the mayor's court cases were transferred to here.
There should be a DUI series.
Oh, they're under a different name. Sorry.
You're okay.
There was, one was just under Brito, one was under Dexter.
Okay.
I have everything.
Esteban, Judge. Mr. DePaz Brito is 25 years old. Judge, I do have good contact information for him and his partner. He is a father of one 5-year-old child. Judge, he is the only provider for his family. He works at a restaurant. Judge, I show he has no criminal record, one failure to appear, an ORAS score of 1. Judge, these are nonviolent allegations. We're asking you to consider an OR and SOR bond.
Would ask for a condition that there be no driving. 0.133 breath sample back in 2022.
es el test de alcoholemia que dio en el 2022.
There is an ALS in place on
Una
that.
suspensión administrativa en vigor por ese caso.
I will note that the OOB charge
El cargo por obstrucción a la autoridad
was also during a traffic stop
también fue durante una parada de tránsito.
based upon poor driving, so that's my main concern.
Esto es mi máxima preocupación, que él ha continuado manejando.
So while there is no record, there is a failure to appear, which is this
pero hay una
case.
incomparecencia por este caso.
Mr. Brito
Y el señor Brito
went missing after this
perdió
case
esa
at some
corte
point.
ese caso que está todavía
The
pendiente.
bond on the misdemeanor on the A, the DUI is 500
Son
anyway.
$500
No
de
driving, the
cualquier
ALS is
manera.
in place,
No
OR
puede
on the
usted
B and
manejar,
C. And then
bajo palabra en el
250
resto
anyway on the obstruction.
y el resto 250 de
Thank you,
cualquier
Judge.
manera.
Victor Castillo,
Is there Jangjari Hippolito present?
Señora Hipólito, ¿está presente señora Hipólito?
No response.
He is not guilty.
Se declara no culpable, póngase esperando a la juez.
Esteban, Judge.
Retira su fianza.
Mr. Castillo is 24
Señor
years old.
Castillo tiene 24 años.
He does have 2 children,
Tiene 2 hijos,
a 3-year-old and a 6-month-old.
de 3 años y otro de 6 meses.
He does live here locally and has for the last 9 years.
Vive en la ciudad y lleva viviendo aquí por los últimos 9 años.
He currently works
Trabaja
shoveling snow.
quitando nieve.
I see he has an ORAS of 1,
Tiene riesgo a 1,
0 failures to appear,
0 en comparecencias
no violence in his record at
y
all.
no tiene antecedentes penales de carácter violento.
We'll submit on that.
from the state.
Por parte de la Fiscalía,
The State would ask for execution of the temporary
La
protection order
fiscalía
in this
pediría que
case, and if that were to be
firmase
executed,
la orden de protección
would
temporal
be comfortable with deferring to Your Honor.
y una vez que firme la orden de protección temporal lo dejamos a
Mr.
criterio de esta.
Castillo executing the TPO.
Va a firmar la orden de protección temporal.
The children are on it right now.
Los menores están en ella
I don't believe there are any allegations that they're involved or anything
y
like that.
no creo que haya ninguna
would
alegación de
ask?
que los menores estuviesen implicados en este incidente.
Take the kids off.
Elimine a los menores fuera de la orden de
Have
protección.
contact with the PW, or with the prosecuting witness, and
No
so
puede tener contacto
prosecuting
I'll
witness
take care of
has
that
the TNT
con la
contact
víctima
her
en el
or
caso
through third parties to contact her.
y no puede tener tampoco contacto a través de terceras personas con ella, ni si ella le contacta, no puede tener ningún contacto con ella. ¿Entendido? Yes. Firme aquí y aquí, señor.
He is executing the TPO.
Está firmando la orden de protección temporal.
With the execution of the
La firma de la orden de
TPO, OR plus
protección
juris
temporal
if requested, if there is juris, EMD will be open
y
hours.
monitor de localización con horario abierto si lo requiere la supuesta víctima. Pase para allá.
Lorenzo Minor,
Minor Lorenzo, si está entre el público, acérquese. Minor Lorenzo. No responde.
just side of the minor.
I have nothing.
KPS 1,000 on each count. Gassett Smith, who is it?
Do I?
Gassett Smith.
Is that all?
It doesn't matter. Just have them do it first so we can serve them before they leave the court.
I'm sorry, it was for Jeff Adams.
Yes, it was.
Let me go see if I'll stand in for Jeff.
Gassett Smith.
Yes, Judge, the only reason this had to be called on the record was I believe they added a charge and there's no bond set on it, but he has posted bond. So we're asking the court to consider OR on the new charge.
From the state, so he posted $1,000 bond on the A. It was a strangulation. It was an assault and a criminal damaging. There was $1,000 bond or alternative OR EMD on the prior. Is there anything on the added case?
No, I think the bonds that are already in place are appropriate.
OR on the new one.
Okay, so I'm not guilty. Thank you, Judge.
Same bond on the other. All right. Walt Ayers.
Under Your Honor, waive probable cause.
Esteban.
As the bond judge, Mr. Ayers is 54 years old. He does have a place to stay. He was homeless for a while, which is what led to this situation of his being in a car for longer than he had permission to be in it. Apparently, it was a car that belonged to a friend or acquaintance of his. He's being held right now, Judge, on another charge that's set for trial, I think 7 days from now before Judge Bouchard. We'd ask for a reasonable bond.
From the state.
Showing an OR score of 8 with 7 failures to appear in the last 5 years. So I do think a monetary bond would be appropriate here to secure the defendant's appearance back in court.
There are 3 prior felonies, 4 misdemeanors, 6 prior failures to appear. There is a request from officers for a high bond. Bond will be 5,000 anyway.
Thank you, Judge.
2 9 for grand jury.
Thank you.
Newton,
It's
Right there.
Good
morning, Your Honor. Mark Crumbine for the defendant Luke Newton. Your Honor, we're going to enter a plea of not guilty here and request a bench trial. And Your Honor, if I may address the issue of the bond when it's appropriate.
Mr. Newton has no record, no failures to appear. This is from October, and you said, is he executing the TPO?
He'd be glad to do that, of course.
All right, is there anything from the state?
Nothing further from state, has to stay away, just if requested.
Should I say anything or, okay? Yes, Your Honor.
There's no record, no failures to appear, no allegation of a weapon. This happened in October. There obviously have not been any further incidents unless he would have been here before today. So it would be a supervised OR bond with the TPO.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Thanks. Owen Singer.
Just asking for a stay away, no contacts in Fifth Third.
From where?
Fifth Third Arena.
Morning.
Morning. All right. Waive probable cause.
We do, Your Honor.
And Mr. Owen is a walk-in.
That's correct.
Is there anything from the state?
We're fine with OR with a stay away, no contact from Fifth Third Arena.
OR plus stay away, no contact.
Thank you, Your
211
Honor.
for grand jury.
Amir Baker.
What was that date?
Is the TPO requested, is it Daniel Gauss?
Karen, what was the date on that walk-in?
211.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning. He executed TPO.
Yes. The plea will be not guilty, Judge.
As
Yes, as to bond, Judge, Mr. Baker has 0 failures to appear. He has a really limited record. The last real criminal contact he had with the legal system was in 2019. He is working at Oak Hills factory. He makes car parts there. He's been doing that work for 2 months. He's missing work. He also just graduated from the Dawn 2022 and Up program for his high school diploma. Judge, this Mr. Baker signed the TPO. He can stay away. We would be asking for an SOR.
from the state.
The state, that's the monetary bond based on the allegations that the, and how physical harm to the victim by threatening the victim in the head with those fists.
And he's living somewhere separate from his stepfather.
He can.
And he executed the TPO.
Yes.
Supervised or. Flores.
Then all the protection requested, the total of units.
Marcus Flores.
The plea of not guilty, Judge.
Thank you.
As to bond,
Hold on.
oh, sorry, Judge.
Are you Carla Muniz? What would you like to say, ma'am? If you would just speak into the box right there.
I mean, he's the one that pays everything, so I can't work and nothing. I have to work for my children over a case. His mother assaulted my child, brutally assaulted my child, and yeah, I saw he was texting her. I don't know about what, but I need him to. He's the one that pays everything. I don't have anywhere to live. He don't get out. I scratched the scab and I started bleeding, and I panicked, and I need him to get out.
So are you concerned for your safety or the safety of your children?
My children are not with me right now. I have court. I don't even know where the court is at. I need him to take me and all that.
Are you concerned for your safety?
I guess not. No, ma'am.
You guess or you not?
I'm not.
Has anyone threatened or coerced you to be here today?
No. I was here on Friday, and I actually had, on Saturday, and I actually had a date to go see my children, but some lady over there, she never gave me information about the court date. I thought it was gonna be on Friday, so I was here and I missed Saturday, and I missed my visit with my children. So then afterward, they gave me the information. They were laughing and everything.
Do you want a protection order?
No, I don't.
Is there anything from the state?
From the state, we would still just ask for a monetary bond based on the allegations that the defendant struck the victim with a glass, causing lacerations on her head, and apparently this glass contained urine.
Judge, we would be asking for an OR bond. The prosecuting witness is here.
The PW is here. She says something else happened. It'll be a supervised OR bond. Turner?
No protection order, correct, Judge? No protection. Yep. Call me.
The order of protection requested, is it have any threshold?
He's signing the protection order, Judge. The plea would be not guilty. As to bond, Judge, Mr. Turner lives with his mother. He takes full-time care of her. She has congestive heart failure and recently had a
Hold on. Do you have anything? This is from 2 years. This is from July of 2024.
I'm sorry.
Do you have anything? This is from July of 2024.
I mean, we would just ask for stay away, no violence while the case is pending.
Is he executed?
He executed TPO. We'd ask for an OR.
OR. Taquan Williams. Mr. Williams, down today.
Yeah, he's in the chair, he's just paralyzed.
Okay.
So we gotta lift his spouse, he's in a transport chair.
Okay, thank you.
Leandra Thomas, you call it? Leandra Thomas? Ayana, the prosecutor.
Are you Miss Thomas? Do you have your ID with you?
No, but I have a picture.
Okay, that's fine.
What's the last name?
Thomas.
Thomas.
First name?
Leandra.
That's her, Your Honor.
All right. Yes, ma'am. What would you like to say if you would talk into the box?
Honestly, I'm not the one who pressed the charges on him. He did call him, but your guys' officers went ahead and pressed charges anyway. I told them first that I wanted nothing to do with the charges.
All right. Are you concerned for your safety or the safety of any children?
No,
Did anyone threaten or coerce you to be here today?
no.
Mr. This is from January 25th. There's no allegation of a weapon. Is there anything from the state?
Nothing to the state on it.
Do you want a TPO, a stay away order?
No.
OR. Chastity Eastman.
Judge, I'm submitting a designation for Andy Shaneling. He asked that you just stamp on the judge's sheet for prosecutorial review. And he asked that that be set on the 12th of February. And then I would just ask for a nominal bond, Judge.
Here you go.
All right, 1,000 anyway.
Thank you, Judge.
Latricia Conley.
Studies can do the protection requested. It's a Dajae Marie Banks.
Is Conley present? Is she a walk-in? KPS 1,000. All right, for the felony lockups now. Sanchez Black.
Request for TPO. Is there a Lakeitha Gatewood present? No response. Morning, Your Honor.
Morning, Judge. We will enter a plea of not guilty and waive probable cause.
Should be 2-2.
Thank you, Your Honor. As to bond, Mr. Black is 24 years old, Your Honor, living here locally in Cincinnati, lifelong resident, graduated from online school after going to North College Hill. Your Honor, he was working at a warehouse through a temp service, has been unemployed for about a month now, is looking for new work. He is executing the temporary protection order, Your Honor. I apologize. I did not get to see if the child was on the order.
Both of
Two
Ms. Gatewood's
children.
Oh, there's two children on the order? Okay. Judge, for the record, I would object to the 8-month-old child being on the protection order. Lastly, Your Honor, I do want to point out that he has a very limited criminal history, one prior misdemeanor from 2022. I don't see any prior felony charges. This is based on her statement. There's no allegation of visible marks or injury, and he adamantly denies that there was any kind of strangulation in this case. And Your Honor, I'll also point out that he was in the Army National Guard for 1 year. I'd ask you to consider all that when setting a bond today.
From the state.
Information are that they reside together and this was an argument over the defendant's keys and that he assaulted her while she had the baby in her arms by punching her legs and reaching from behind her, putting his arm around her neck, causing her not to be able to breathe. Officers did report to me that there were no visible injuries on the prosecuting witness.
You said that there were not.
Or not. With execution of the TPO and the limited criminal record, I'll defer to Your Honor.
Supervised or.
Thank you, Your Honor. And we would ask for the same thing on his misdemeanor case in 2025. He has been staying away from editing death this whole time, so we would ask for SLR as well. He's already executed the TPO on that as well.
The bond on it, the judge had OR, so I don't change bonds up or down, so it'll be the same bond that the.
217 for grand jury.
What was the date? I'm sorry.
217.
Is that on everything?
Neil Boggs.
The strangulation is the only thing on the TV.
Your Honor, we will enter a plea of not guilty and waive probable cause.
I have a vote.
Your Honor, given the two holders in place, I would basically ask the court to consider a nominal bond at this time.
From the state.
I would ask for a court-ordered testing for the defendant for bodily fluids. He reported to officers that he had HIV.
They tested me.
There was a fight, and the officer was exposed to believed to be the defendant's blood. With the two holders in place, I will defer. I think a nominal bond would be appropriate.
Your Honor, if I may, Mr. Boggs is indicating that while he was at the hospital, he was tested for that disease, Your Honor. I don't think any further testing is necessary. He's also not charged with harassment with a bodily substance. But as I said, he is indicating he participated in that testing.
It does note that he did, but I don't know that with the way that it works, that the officers would get that result with it being at the lab through his name. So I don't think that they can like call and say, can I have the results? But I digress.
On the possession of cocaine, 1,000 anyway. On the A, 1,000 anyway. On the B, the heroin, 2,500 anyway. Falsification, 250. I'm sorry, the possession of drug paraphernalia, 250.
Oh, Judge, we wanted to resolve our
You want- Okay, I'll put those aside.
Okay, thank you.
The falsification, OR, the resisting, 1,000 anyway, plus I will order testing because they can't get his medical results. Instruction or drug paraphernalia or failure to disclose or minor misdemeanor open container or littering or pedestrian violation or and then what have you all worked out on yours?
We wanted to see on the cases ending in 22623 and 22670, they're misdemeanors of the fourth degree illegal use. If we could do a 1-for-1. Oh, sorry, for city.
You may want to take these to the room judge because I would not just be doing a one credit one with his record.
Okay. Let's take them to the room judge. Okay, well, the plea will be not guilty. Judge, can I ask what the bond was on the C charge of the felony? I apologize, I missed that.
2,500. The heroin, 2,500.
211 for grand jury.
Then OR on those.
Okay,
yes.
Thank you.
Boyd.
The
morning, Your Honor. I am submitting Luis Suarez's designation forms with Boyd. This case is appropriate for drug court. We'll waive probable cause. Esteban, when the court's ready. Judge, I know that the police are asking for a high bond. Other than that, Judge, he's a good candidate for an OR bond. These are low-level nonviolent felonies. He has 0 failures to appear and an OR AS score of 1. He's a Withrow High School graduate. He's been here his whole life, and he's working for Valvoline. He's hoping to keep that job, Your Honor, and he's going to be offered treatment if he wants it.
Your Honor, in my review of the record, don't see that there is anything that would put the defendant under disability.
Yeah, I'm finding no probable cause on that. That's why I pulled out the ORC because the officer listed on here that he was previously convicted of having weapons in a motor vehicle.
That's not
it is not a disabling event. So the weapons under disability, there's no probable cause to hold on that. So that is over. All right, and then is there anything on the drug charges?
No, I'll defer, Your Honor.
These are F4s, F5s. There's 1 felony, 1 misdemeanor, no violence, no failures to appear, OR EMD. Jamarcus Bracy.
217 for grand jury.
Your Honor, we would like to hear probable cause on the concealed carry charge. According to the 527, the firearm was allegedly sitting on the console of the car, visible with the defendant's hand near the firearm. I don't think that makes a CCW charge.
State.
Thank you. On January 31st, 2026, Officer Perez, along with other officers, were dispatched to 5835 Glenway Avenue for a report of a man sleeping in his car and impeding traffic in the parking lot with his hand near a firearm. Officer Perez arrived on scene and the male was still passed out with the vehicle running. Officer Perez noticed the subject's hand still near the firearm. He knocked on the window and ordered the male out of the vehicle. When asked the male what he was doing, he looked confused, stated he just got off work and was tired and fell asleep. Officer Perez asked if he had anything to drink. He stated no. When officers ran the subject, they discovered he was not supposed to have the firearm and he was placed into custody. Officer Perez read him his rights and asked him where he got the firearm. He refused to tell officers where the firearm came from and then later admitted to having a few drinks while on his way down to the Holmes County Justice Center. In the 527, it says it's in the center console and visible. I don't have any facts that state that it was either partially concealed or not, so I will defer to Your Honor based on what I have. I don't have any additional information from the officer.
Well, the complaint was apparently initially that somebody reported him sitting in the car with a gun visible. That's how I understood it.
I have 527 officers got a call, firearm in the center console visible and with his hand near the firearm. So it can't be visible and concealed at the same time.
I noted the same deficiency.
All right. Probable cause not demonstrated on that. Are you challenging the A as well? That's the CCW.
No, Judge, just CCW.
Probable cause found on the A, not on the B. All right.
And waive on the misdemeanor charge as well. Or
All right.
not guilty on the misdemeanor charge.
All right.
As a bond judge, Mr. Bracey's 44 years old. He's got 0 failures to appear. He has an ORAS score of 2. He's from Cincinnati, stable residence here. He has his GED. He is currently employed at Precision Swiss Company for about 6 months. Before that, he had the same job for 4.5 years. He's worked steadily for at least 5 years. He has a daughter who lives, an 18-year-old daughter who lives with him. His biggest concern is that he needs his job. He needs to get out to get back to his job. Given his 0 fails to appear, Judge, and the low ORAS score, we'd ask for an OR bond.
From the state?
I would just ask that there be an order that no firearms be permitted to be possessed while this matter is pending, especially in light of the circumstances that he was intoxicated while handling this firearm and would otherwise defer.
OR plus no firearms during the pendency of the case.
Thank you.
Bunch.
217 for grand jury.
Thank you.
Is that for everything?
Yes.
Good morning, Judge.
He is not guilty, Your Honor. We'll be waiving probable cause.
Esteban.
Esteban, Your Honor, Mr. Bunch has a low ORAS score of 2. He was compliant with officers in this traffic stop. The allegations here come allegedly from a consent to search the vehicle. He tells me that the vehicle wasn't even his. At this point, the pretrial services has already verified his address, and so I would be requesting a bond of OR with EMD.
From the state.
I see 6 pending charges involving drug possession. It looks like an ORAS score of 4 with 3 failures to appear in the last 5 years. I will defer, and I think OR would be fine.
With the failures to appear, it'll be OR EMD.
Thank you, Your Honor. And I believe everything will be going to grand jury.
And then the traffic series is just straight OR.
Thank you, Your Honor.
211 for grand jury.
Badia.
Thank you.
Waive probable cause for Mr. Diaz, Judge.
Esteban.
Esteban, Judge. Mr. Diaz, 27 years old. He has no record. He's got 0 failures to appear and an ORAS score of 1. He is working at Snyder Electric, where he's been for several months as a material handler and a forklift driver. He's also very concerned about getting back to his job. He's supposed to be there right now. He has an apartment that he pays for. He has a car that he pays for, a life that he needs to support. I think the evidence is going to show at the end of the day that this video was known to the complaining witness for a period of time, and then they had some kind of altercation, and she decided she was angry with him, so she reported it. But in any event, there's no reason to think that he won't show up to face this charge. And as I've indicated, he has a job that he badly needs to get back to. I'm asking for an OR bond.
Is there anything from the state?
I'm asking for a stay away, no contact from Don Keisha Kaba and would otherwise defer.
There's no record, no failure to appear, no allegations of violence, stay away, no contact, or bond.
Thank you, Chair.
Evans.
217 for grand jury.
Thank you.
You are? Actually, he way back down.
Your Honor, I am standing, Kelsey Carpenter standing in for Anna Mallory. She is stuck in another courtroom. Your Honor, we will waive probable cause and enter a not guilty plea.
I'm sorry, state said, state defers.
We'd ask for an OR bond, Judge.
There's no record, no failures to appear, or.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Fane.
217.
Yeah.
Looking at deja vu. Judge not guilty on behalf of Mr. Fane, waive probable cause. As to bond, Your Honor, as far as the weapons charges go, Mr. Fane's fiance is here. He tells me and she tells me that it's her gun. It was in the car. He didn't know. She used his car that day and left her gun in there. She's here. She can tell you that herself if you want to hear from her. Judge, on the other charges, or on everything, Mr. Fane is currently not working because he's dealing with an injury that's like becoming a disability, really. He was hurt on the job. He has a slip disc and some sciatica, and so it's made him unable to work. He does have 8 kids, right? 4 of them are stepkids, 4 of them are his kids. They all live with him in the house. He stays at home with them. The youngest is 8. And the oldest, and there's a couple of adults, but the oldest child is 16. He has 1 failure to appear. Judge, on the trafficking charge, it's my understanding that the drugs are mushrooms and that they were all in one bag. So I'm not sure why there's a trafficking charge. It may just be overcharged. But we're asking for a low bond or an OREMD. Mr. Fane has surgery scheduled later this month. He has to go to the doctor on the 10th and, for his last checkup. And then he has a surgery scheduled for his back. And so he's concerned about staying in the jail because he's kind of vulnerable. He can't move around very well. He's concerned about his safety. He's happy to do EMD lockdown with time out for his doctor's appointments and obviously court, if the court would allow.
From the state.
The information that I have is that the defendant was operating the motor vehicle when the officers attempted to effect a traffic stop for heavy window tint. The vehicle turned abruptly without signaling a proper change of course, which was suspicious to the officers. They asked if there were any weapons inside, and the officer could see the grip and slide of a handgun shoved between the driver's seat and the center console in plain view. So based upon Mr. Fane being in the driver's seat, I would believe that he would be aware of that firearm. Additionally, the passenger that was in the vehicle told officers that Mr. Fane had attempted to avoid police contact in hope of not being stopped, and that Mr. Fain tossed the firearm to this witness's lap and instructed him to place it in the glove box so that it wouldn't be seen. It do believe that the drugs were psychedelic mushrooms, and then there was also believed to be a THC wax that was found inside the bag that Mr. Fain claimed ownership over.
Well, Judge, I don't know. I don't have that narrative, but if he threw it to the passenger, then why would it be shoved in between the driver's seat and the center console?
It was initially viewed in between the driver's seat and center console while the officer went back to his cruiser, is when the tossing of the gun and placing in the glove box was done, per the passenger.
The improper handling 1,000 anyway, possession 1,000 anyway, trafficking 1,000 anyway, CCW 1,000 anyway, having weapons under disability 5,000 anyway, the improper signal or turn alarm.
What was the first one? Sorry, the misdemeanor.
There's 5 felony, 3 misdemeanors, 1 prior failure to appear. And I have a
Court is in a short recess.
I'll be back.
210 for grand jury.
Are you doing everything or just the felon?
Everything.
She went on y'all.
Hey, open this local alarm go off.
Huh?
Hey, open this.
You're good. Yeah, that's what I said. Let me give you my personal one. That way you have that. It's easy to get over that way. No, I gave him break before and said, that's a big yeah. Yep. So 5-3 Mari. 515 13. There you go. You're good.
Yeah.
It was fine. Yeah. He was probably like,
Anthony Lavender's mom.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
I knew you would.
I promise it's the last one and I'll be square.
Oh, you're fine.
It's just been a while. I've forgotten all of it.
Listen, you're fine. Cause he know, I just have him as my cushion. You ain't got a cushion. It's fine. I know when he's coming back to me, the way he look.
He has a tell.
He does.
He can't play poker.
He'll just start smiling like, cause he don't want me to be mad
At him?
We'll get it together by Wednesday.
Oh, yes. I'll be locked in then.
We're actually gonna be down your neck of the woods, in March, first of April.
Let me tell you, this snow is doing something to.
Yep. Yeah, we're gonna be.
It's on the counter.
I need some sun.
Yeah, it's realistically really cute banner. Just do the A and B on this one and I'll just send it to you.
How many do you have one?
Just remind me because that makes it. Not on purpose, but it's a while.
Yeah, I had one video and I read on the course. My God, I wrote down.
Brandon, how are you this morning?
All right.
Doing okay?
Normally I go
Friday, not Monday.
Well, understood. We got 4 more to go. Then we'll be back in the room again. Yeah.
I'm here for
Yeah, we're gonna have the motorcycles with us, so I actually, I'm like trying to talk to my teams. Flying the vessels, we're safe from this. So that might be. That's an hour and a half. Yeah, we're staying invested in that. Well, we're agreeable because it's still gonna be cold at that time of the year. Yeah, we're all, we're gonna take my truck. Oh, yeah, 65, yeah, 65 all the way down. Yeah, I know. Well, you know, going through Georgia, it's not much better. Georgia and Florida is Florida. Is an absolute worst. We went down there a couple years ago, he stayed in,
Quarters back in session. Gordon.
Is there a Dara Rebels present? There's a request for video. Dara Rebels.
Protection order. Can you? Not guilty on behalf of Mr. Gordon, waive probable cause. Esteban, Your Honor, Mr. Gordon is signing the temporary protection order. These people do not live together. So he has no problem staying away from her. He works at Home Depot. He missed work today and yesterday. He has 3 kids. And I have a good phone number and a good address for him, Judge. Sorry. It looks like he has no violent felonies or violent misdemeanors on his record. We're asking for a low bond that can get him out and back to work.
From the state.
Officers responded on this to 3700 Reading Road. Upon arrival, they located the victim in the lobby of the apartment building, and she showed her neck, which displayed visible scratches on both the right and left sides, which were consistent with the allegations that there was a verbal argument with her child's father about waking their 18-month-old up. During the argument, the defendant, now known as Mr. Corden, threw a rag at her, jumped on top of her while she was laying down on their bed, placed his hands around her neck, and caused those visible injuries. The defendant then told the victim to get out of his house, and she left. With no violent criminal history and the execution of the TPO, I'll submit.
He's executed the TPO. There is no record of violence, no failures to appear. The prosecuting witness refused to fill out the safety questionnaire. That's what the officers put. It'll be OR plus juris if requested.
Yeah.
210 for grand jury.
Sign, sir.
Yeah.
Grant,
And then Jen Foster is also refused to. Yes.
Good morning, Your Honor. We'd waive probable cause for Miss Grant. As to bond, Your Honor, Miss Grant is 33 years old. She has a place to stay here in Cincinnati. She is currently working as a home health aide. She's only able to post a couple of $100s. She's provided me with good contact information. Your Honor, she's lived here her whole life. She has one child, a 5-year-old, which she has custody of. Your Honor, I'm asking for a reasonable bond for Miss Grant. This is a low-level, nonviolent felony where the allegations it looks like happened from December 24th of 2025 and then January 17th. It says 2025 in the affidavit. I don't know if it's a clerical error. It should be 2026.
from the state.
Yes, I do have this is from Windsor, so I would ask for a stay away, no contact from Windsor. And I have that this was between two incidents on December 24th of 2025 and January 17th. It does say 2025. I do think that was meant to be 2026. It looks like there's an extensive theft history and a pending robbery, but with the low aura score, I will defer to Your Honor.
Ms. Grant has 2 felonies, 1 violent misdemeanor, 25 misdemeanors, pending robbery charge, 5 prior failures to appear. There are 14 prior theft convictions. Bond is 10,000 anyway, plus EMD. Hazel,
That will be 211 for grand jury.
Judge, not guilty on behalf of Mr. Hazel, waive probable cause. As to bond, Mr. Hazel has no failures to appear. He does have a nominal record. He has no juvenile record as well. He tells me that he was originally the passenger in the car that he didn't know it was stolen, and that there's going to be video evidence of that on his mom's Ring camera. I have a good phone number for him, and so we're asking for an OR, Judge. It is a lower level felony, and he really does not have any record otherwise.
from the state.
Information from the 527 indicates there's video evidence from UDF that shows the defendant exiting the driver's seat of the vehicle, but given the low level offense, it does look like he was just placed on probation on 12/29/25 by Judge Leah Dinkelhocker for CCW and theft. I will otherwise submit to Your Honor.
Where was he put on?
When I was looking at his record before I got here for the ORAs, it looked like he had a hearing back in December where he was placed on probation with Judge Dinkelhocker. But
Does he have a hold, does he?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
Oh, okay. It was reduced to a misdemeanor.
Oh.
Okay. I had his record as 2 misdemeanors, so when Judge Dinkelhocker, I was a little confused. All right. There's 2 prior misdemeanors, 0 failures to appear. We did supervised. OR bond. Langdon.
217.
Thank you.
I'm submitting Louis Suarez's designation for
Just
Mr.
run it all and then dump it.
Ms.
Okay.
Langdon. The felony is appropriate for drug court. We'll waive probable cause.
Is there anything from the state? There's 1 felony, 0 failures to appear. These are drug court eligible.
Defer.
Supervised OR.
Thank you, Judge.
217. 217.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Lavender.
Mr. Lavender's in a wheelchair. It'll probably take them a minute to get him out. Judge.
Waive probable cause.
Yes, Judge, please not guilty. Your Honor,
On the theft charge, is the allegation, is this street exchange?
I'm sorry?
Is this allegation of a street exchange of money and weed?
No, yes, but no. The actual theft is alleged to be an attempt to steal a vehicle after a auto accident.
There's 2 thefts.
Oh, so there's the Misdemeanor theft is the $50. That is a marijuana transaction.
On the street?
Yes.
Okay. Or on the car?
Judge, regarding that, I think the factual dispute here is pretty obvious. He's in a wheelchair. His mother is present in the front row, is confirmed. He's been paralyzed from the waist down for several years. My understanding is that there was a car accident. Someone moved him and placed him in the vehicle, Judge, because he physically cannot walk or get into a vehicle on his own volition. He does have sole custody of his son because during the incident where he was paralyzed, the mother of that child was murdered. Judge, he's on Social Security disability. We're asking the court to consider no harm.
Anything else from the state?
Your Honor, this is a very odd circumstance.
Or
Thank you, Judge.
Matt?
217.
Thank you.
Ma'am, I'll meet you out on the highway tonight. You just want to live a spouse?
The face I made wasn't toward you.
Oh, I know. No, you're fine. There is a request for a TPO. Is there Serenity Turner present? Serenity Turner? No response.
Waive probable cause.
Yes, Your Honor. Please not guilty.
Esteban.
Esteban, first of all, Judge, he's willing to and is currently executing the temporary protective order. In regards to housing, Your Honor, I've confirmed with Mr. Math that he does have a place to stay that is not in any way associated with the complaining witness in these matters. He also has a full-time job, Judge, working in carpentry at something called Life Formation. It's some kind of arts organization, something set building or something there, Your Honor. He does have a full-time job. He does have 2 children, Your Honor. He does not have custody of those kids, but is involved in their lives for both of them, Your Honor. He's denied any wrongdoing as it pertains to the felony case, Judge. It's my understanding that the prosecuting witness in that case was intoxicated, got upset, called the police, and kind of fabricated the whole scenario, Your Honor. So we're asking the court to consider a low bond.
Not really, Judge. I just have him, I believe, for an EMU violation. I did speak with him just to reiterate, he does have another address. It's my understanding that the issue with EMU was that there was an issue with an address that he was at. He was no longer allowed to stay there. I do believe he did try to communicate that with EMU and that wasn't successful for whatever reason. But Judge, he does have somewhere to go on EMU at this time.
From the state.
Information that I have are that the victim and the defendant share a child in common, that there was an altercation between the two where he forcibly removed her keys from her possession, entered her apartment, and damaged property inside. With the execution of the TPO, I will defer to Your Honor.
There are 2 prior violent felonies, 3 felonies, 7 misdemeanors, 6 pending charges, 6 failures to appear. On the DV, the capious, it'll be the same capious bond. I don't change room judges' bonds. He executed the TPO.
Yes, Judge.
On the domestic violence, 5,000 anyway, plus juris if requested. The criminal damaging, 1,000 anyway, theft, 1,000 anyway. The 1821 criminal damaging, 1,000 anyway, and the burglary, 10,000 anyway, plus juris if requested.
Thank you, Judge.
210 for grand jury.
Sign it, sir.
Reed,
Submitting Luis Suarez's designation for Mr. Reed. It's another drug court case.
I'll defer to Your Honor.
We'll waive probable cause.
is there anything from the state? He has no convictions. There is a pending DV charge, no failures to appear.
Defer.
Supervised, so are. Ruffins,
217.
Thank you, Judge.
Morning, Judge. We'll waive probable cause. Esteban, he's 23 years old. He is currently on probation to Judge Cash. But as to the facts of this, my understanding is he would have been the driver's seat passenger in the back of the vehicle. There were several other individuals in the car. I do not believe that the firearms were recovered in proximity to him, other than that he was in the vehicle. They did not take anything off of him other than he had some currency on him. But I would just suggest to the court that we'd ask for a bond, a reasonable bond under the circumstances.
from the state.
Officers have video surveillance showing the defendant conducting hand-to-hand transactions with a buyer from the vehicle where the drugs and firearms were found. They did not provide me information about where the defendant was seated or the specific locations of those firearms, but I will note that the one was an AR pistol and one was a Glock pistol. Looks like an RS-403. My only concern is the firearms, so I'd ask that no firearms and defer.
There's 2 prior felonies, 2 misdemeanors, 1 prior failure to appear on the having weapons under 10,000 secure plus EMD, trafficking 10,000 anyway plus EMD, and the possession 1,000 anyway plus EMD. Stewart.
211 for grand jury.
Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor. We'd waive probable cause for Ms. Stewart.
Are you here on this case?
Speak on her behalf.
What would you like
She
to-
suffered from head trauma. So I don't know what happened. She was a victim, and I'm walking her in jail from hospital.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Esteban, Your Honor. Ms. Stewart is 40 years old. She does work for a cleaning business. That's her only form of income at this time. She does have her GED. She has a place to stay here in Cincinnati at Bowling Green Court. Your Honor, she is not able to post any amount of bond. She has 1 son who's 18 years old who lives with her, a 9-year-old who's with his father, and then 2 other children who are currently in JFS custody. Your Honor, she has an ORAS score of 3. I don't see any felony convictions on her record or failures to appear. Your Honor, I'm asking for an OR bond for Ms. Stewart. I recognize that this is a menacing charge and that there are prosecuting witnesses. I'm sure Ms. Stewart has no issue staying away from those individuals. Your Honor, I'd request an OR.
From the state.
The Aggravated menacing in case number 26 CRA 1023 involves the defendant making threats to a therapist or a mental health counselor that she attends, that she had a gun and knows where her JFS caseworker lived, and that she was going to JFS with her gun, and that she would be on the news that night. This caused the the therapist to believe that the JFS caseworker and JFS would be at risk. The F5 ending in 1910 aggravated menacing is based upon comments made to the officer about assaulting and killing him, and was thrashing in attempts to hit and kick the officer. I don't believe aggravated menacing is elevated based upon an officer, but it is elevated based upon a children's services employee. So just based on the concern of violence and the allegation of having a firearm, I would ask that there be a condition that there be no firearms, and I would otherwise submit to your honor.
You said there were threats against the officer?
Threats against the officer while at the hospital to assault and or kill him.
Do you have that the officer asked for a low bond on you?
I do. I think there's an acknowledgement of the concern. So that's why I'm only asking for a no firearms condition.
Officer asked for a low bond. There's no record, no failures to appear. It'll be OR plus no firearms plus jurist if requested. Sullivan.
Is that OR, Your Honor, on all?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a
It's
grand?
gonna be 217.
217. Okay, thank you.
No, 211 because of the jurist. Yeah, okay, 211 because of the jurist. Sorry.
Thank you.
Your Honor.
211.
I was told that Sullivan was not available this morning, and then, so as long as we confirm that, what my plan was to just ask the court to put this over one day, because we haven't had a chance to talk to her or anything.
We put it over from Saturday.
Okay,
You want to try it?
well, I think,
tomorrow, or-
yes, now that I'm aware of it, Judge, we'll make sure that one way or another, we'll get it done tomorrow, but I was told she wasn't available, so.
Put it on tomorrow, but we're going to take care of it tomorrow.
Thank you.
Do this. Tucker.
Please, but not guilty for Mr. Tucker, Your Honor. We will waive probable cause.
Esteban.
Thank you, Your Honor. Esteban, he does support 4 children. 3 of them are biological. 1 is a stepchild, Your Honor. He does live with his partner. The children, all 4 of them, live with both of them. Your Honor, he is working at Staff Mart. He is a graduate from Don High School. Your Honor, he adamantly denies that he stole this phone. He stated that he did buy it from someone. Your Honor, I'm only shown 2 failures to appear in the last 4 years. Nothing, no violent criminal record or violent misdemeanors or felonies. Your Honor, because this is a low-level felony, we would ask for a supervised OR bond.
From the state.
Asking for a stay away, no contact order from Micro Center Inc. And based upon the, it looks like there's 2 failures to appear in the last 5 years, and that there are 2 pending charges, as well as a holder on a felony theft warrant from Monroe PD. So I'll otherwise submit to Your Honor.
F5 OREMD plus stay away. And then I have a warrant for it to be a brief.
210 for grand jury.
210.
Yes.
Thank you.
There you go.
Did you say that was on Tucker Ellen? Okay, sorry.
It's the bond sheet says.
No, oh, for the out of.
It says felony
Sorry.
right here.
Thank you.
Do we send the email to me?
Did he have a
Just put on there.
That's what he thought was.
Her name is
Sure, sure.
So that-
Yeah, literally just reading it from this side, you know.
I read it.
Fair.
You know.
Okay.
How's your day?
Good. Good. I like it a lot.
Were you were in juvenile? Okay.
Yes, for about 15 months. So,
With everyone.
it really, it honestly, I don't mind.
Yeah.
See if
Oh, dude, Sixth Street is an absolute nightmare. Because of the
put max on I can see it because I was responding from it. Okay, no problem. Thank you.
What do you do?
Right, but then like, they don't have any supervision or anything, so like, that's what
You cannot.
Yeah.
There's so much going on. There's nothing else.
Right.
So.
It's really just,
Yeah. I think, he said.
Don't say fire to the judge. Just fire. Shut up, shut up. You're done.
I don't know, it just, it makes me sad because it's like, I want to help them. I just know that this isn't going to help them. But then again, I've got
Cornell.
Just refer somebody to mental health. Some of them are. Right. You know, it's kind
A little bit, but there's
You just write it on the judge's sheet. 14.
The clerk should have a sheet. Okay.
Taylor Swift and
Like I have.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I think about that all the time too.
Yeah, Mark.
Yeah, it's very sad and terrifying.
She back out of the driveway, because like I said, she was straight up, ready to get me back on the road. She will not stop at every time. Looking both ways, see if anybody's got yeah.
Y'all notify them to come and get it? Okay. This for, I'm helping
Yeah, he's got.
The clerk has a form that they need to fill out, right?
No, they were referring to like.
Mental health court. Yeah. She's this court clinic. So it's court clinic.
All their kids are the same amount, so.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking.
House is free, it's big. I'm surprised we're, they're just two of them. So it's my cousin.
When y'all fill it out, y'all just take it.
For this, used to be, Bruce, Jason's son, so he's taking over his, Bill Bruce before. Yeah, great. Oh, he's good too. He built himself. But it was wasn't proud. So like,
If it's just mental health, he just write it on the paper, right? On the judge, right?
Court is back in session. Waters. Water.
We'll wait for Mr. Waters is 37 years old. He works for Meyer Tools. He's been there full-time for 4 months. He lives with his aunt. He's a certified carpenter. He received that at Cincinnati State and Whitten Woods High School graduate. Upon reading the complaint, it sounds like maybe some disorderly conduct was occurring. I don't know that there was any injury to the officer.
From the state.
On the date and time, the complainant, Alexis Kemp, advised that while she was pulling into the parking lot at 3462 Marsh Terrace, she observed 3 individuals with guns and one without a gun. She indicated that a male black in a black puffy coat holding onto the collar and aiming a gun at a black male in a red sweatshirt. She also described a male black in a black jacket with red on it. She advised that the male in the red sweatshirt was being escorted through the parking lot when she pulled in, and she flashed her lights and everyone ran. Officers initially didn't see anyone, but on an unrelated traffic stop, there were individuals who were claiming that they were robbed at gunpoint. The driver, Junior Folks, advised that he was just robbed at gunpoint. He was wearing a red sweatshirt and advised that his cousin, Liston Watson, invited him to the address on March Terrace. And when he arrived, 3 individuals that included Liston Watson, Lamonte Jackson, and Ty Westlake brandished firearms at him and his siblings and stole.
We're on Waters. I was like, whoa.
Oh my God, sorry.
I was looking through here.
I'm like, wait a minute.
I did not see these facts here. Okay.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's Peter Waters.
Sorry.
Thank you.
I was looking.
Doesn't look like you.
I'm so sorry.
Well, I was
You
like,
are
oh,
wearing
I'm
a-
a black jacket.
I'm so sorry.
You're fine. Go on.
This was a call for someone who was being drunk and disorderly. I believe that this was more or less injuries that were sustained in the course of resisting arrest versus knowingly assaulting the officers. So I will defer to your honor. I'm so sorry.
He has 1 violent misdemeanor, 1 prior failure to appear. Did you say this was drunk and disorderly?
That's what it sounds like in the complaint.
And there is no bond request. OR plus TAD plus no alcohol condition of bond.
Grand jury?
Grand jury will be on 2/17.
Thank you.
Watson,
Now we can do that.
Now I can read that again.
I was just
Sorry,
hoping-
because we already asked. No problem.
I was hoping it wasn't.
Watson,
Your Honor, we will enter a not guilty plea. However, we do want to hear probable cause.
Officer Estes filed the complaint and indicated that on or about February 2nd of 2026, that Liston Watson was involved in an aggravated robbery. A private witness contacted law enforcement stating that she had observed an aggravated robbery. Officers made contact with the victim, Junior Folks. He advised that he had just been robbed at gunpoint on March Terrace. Mr. Folks was wearing a red sweatshirt and advised that his cousin, Liston Watson, invited him to the address on March Terrace. When he arrived, 3 individuals, including Liston Watson, Lamonte Jackson, and Ty Westlake, brandished firearms at him and his siblings and stole $300, a silver watch with diamonds in the face. Mr. Folks Jr. completed an affidavit swearing to the facts and then assisted officers in identifying the suspects. He and his family members were also in a separate dispute earlier that was unrelated. Officers attempted to locate the individuals, but were unable to. That was Mr. Westlake and Mr. Jackson. Officers then attempted to locate Mr. Watson at 1020 Hellsworth Drive. They arrived and his mother let them in the residence where they located him. They then detained him and charged him. It doesn't appear that any firearms were located on scene, as officers did look for the firearms that were allegedly used in the offense.
probable cause found. As to bond.
Thank you, Your Honor. As to bond, I did actually have the chance to speak to Mr. Watson's mother, who confirmed that at the time of the alleged incident, according to the 527, he was actually at home with multiple brothers and sisters. I've not had the chance to reach out to them to be able to verify their address as well. Your Honor, it does. So we do have witnesses for an alibi. Your Honor, he is currently working at Dave's Hot Chicken up in Mason. He's a 24 grad from Lakota West High School. I do believe that the prosecuting witness is an actual blood cousin. I'm showing 0 failures to appear in the last 5 years, a very minimal record. He does have a lot of family contacts within the area as well. I have good contact information for Mr. Watson himself and also his mother as well. So he is not a flight risk whatsoever. So we would ask for a lower bond at that, Your Honor.
From the state.
I see only one prior conviction for improper handling of a weapon inside a motor vehicle. Based on the allegation that there was a firearm involved, it will ask for a condition that no firearms be permitted to be possessed while this case is pending, and a stay away no contact from Junior Folks. I will otherwise defer to Your Honor.
There is 1 prior felony. There is no violence, 0 failures to appear. The allegation does involve a weapon. Bond to be 50, and this is a felony of the 1st degree as it's charged now. 50,000 anyway plus jurors if requested. Williams.
212 for grand jury.
You can go first if you want. Sounds like yours are really hard. Judge, we're going to waive probable cause on the felony.
Esteban.
As to bond, I realize he does have several misdemeanor cases. He's 21 years old. He was ready to start working at UC. He also works with his dad cleaning houses, and he also works as a home health care aide. He does have a condition for which he takes Abilify, which is a mood stabilizer. I'd ask the court to take those things into consideration. He has 2 kids, and he wants very much to be in their life and take care of them. So I'd ask the court to consider any kind of a bond that he would be able to make. Right now, he doesn't have any money. Maybe some type of a supervised OR 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 with the EMD. That's all.
Judge, I would just add that he does have VSD, which I understand is a heart condition. There's essentially a hole in his heart. He does have a doctor's appointment, I believe, this week that he needs to get to. He does have family support, Judge. He indicates to me that he could stay with his dad. I show he has no violent convictions on his record, Judge. I'm asking you to consider an OR on the misdemeanors.
From the state.
I have information that this was a 2025 Nissan that the defendant had the key to on his person. He was operating it. It had been reported stolen. He did refuse to stop for officers initially. It doesn't appear that he drove in a manner that caused danger to the public based upon the way that they charged it. Given his limited history and his employment status, I would defer to Your Honor.
There's 1 misdemeanor, 5 prior failures to appear. 1, the violation of a protection order, 2,500 anyway plus juris if requested. That's on the 222. 1,000 anyway on that one. 2,500 anyway on the 5 on the newer one. 2,500 anyway. That's juris if requested. $1,000 anyway plus juris on the ag menacing.
Judge, would you consider alternate OR EMU plus juris on those?
No. Not with 5 failures to appear and the allegations of violating a protection order. On the receiving stolen property, 1,000 anyway, failure to comply, 1,000 anyway.
211 for transfer. 212, sorry. 12.
Brett Beard.
Here.
Beard. When you get a chance, can you let in Officer Brown?
Yeah.
What was that date again? I'm so sorry.
212.
For Williams? I thought it was 211.
I said 11, but I meant 12.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Judge. As to bond, Judge, Mr. Beard is currently represented by Mr. Kump on the underlying matter. I will submit a designation for Mr. Kump in the AC. I just need to get his bar number. As to bond, Judge, Mr. Beard is 41 years old. He works at Cozy Corner. He's a furniture assembler. Judge, I show an ORAS score of 2, 0 failures to appear, no violent convictions. This is a non-violent allegation. As to the allegation, looking at it, it says that he allegedly was in the home of the protected party. However, there's no mention that that person was present at the time. I do think there's a question about that, Judge. He does have an alternate address if you would like to put him on EMU, but I'm asking you to consider OR. I do believe he was on TAD on the underlying charge, hasn't had any issue with the TAD monitor. He is a father to 1 4-year-old child as well, Judge.
From the state.
I'll defer to Your Honor. I agree, I don't have any additional information that would indicate that the actual protected party was present. It does look like the information has that they're live-in wife. There is a pending domestic violence with her as the victim. There's a domestic violence from 2025 with her as the victim that was dismissed, a 2024 with her as the victim, and that was also dismissed.
And Judge, if I may, I did speak to Mr. Kump briefly about this morning. It's my understanding that this case or the underlying case is set for a pretrial tomorrow. Mr. Kump is anticipating the prosecuting witness coming and asking for the TPO to be dissolved at that setting, for whatever that's worth.
OR plus jurist if requested. All right, I have a warrant.
Tomorrow I'll be better, I promise. I'm just out of practice.
This is what I was gonna go with.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. I know. It's just like, well, because then I'm screaming this morning trying to like write it in. So when I get back to the office, that's my goal is to do that just for the rest of the year so it's done. So that kind of discombobulated things. Adopted 2 murders. Info on that. And then
No.
Oh, okay. Okay. Before that.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Well, my hope is that we continue, because we only have 4 of us, like 4 really hospitals with injury. And so if we
Okay, you're welcome.
we have 2 rooms in injury, we have Renee, 2 rooms in injury, have somebody do the afternoons for very grave cases, so that we're not bogged down the whole day. And it's like, if we have to go to cover Saturdays, it's like, at minimum, one Saturday, every fine, just gonna give me but then we kind of, when we're 4 of us, we cover 4. So it's like, my hope is that, I want us to have it because I think it would be better for us to have Saturdays also. But I don't want to because I don't want to,
Now, Cornelia, you was doing well, bruh. You was doing all right.
yeah, and that's the other thing is like, really, if I do it on Saturday, it's like 6, and then I gotta get the kids out by 9:30, or and then I have another day. But, yeah, so, that's. Because that's
Court is back in session.
Brown.
Is there a James Curtis present? James Curtis?
Complaints. I wondered if we could maybe bring them out together. Judge, would that be okay? Good morning, Judge. Judge, there are cross complaints here. Could we bring out Mr. Curtis and just do these at the same time?
We'll bring out Curtis, please. Yes. Who's your representing Curtis?
Just for Curtis. I know they're gonna do it together, yeah.
Curtis.
Judge, the plea's not guilty for Ms. Brown. As to bond,
Does she want to?
she does not want a TPO
No
against Mr.
record
Curtis.
except for minor misdemeanor, no failures to appear, cross complaint. She does not want a TPO.
Correct.
Do you want a TPO? Is there, are the parties planning on staying together? Wherever they're at?
I believe so, Judge.
Y'all stay together without the police coming back?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, there's no record. It appears this is at least the first incident here. Is there anything from the state?
No, it looks like a mutual fight, Your Honor, I defer.
All right. Oh, well.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Judge.
Brewington.
Judge, the plea is not guilty.
All right.
As to bond, Judge, he is 65 years old. Judge, I do have good contact information for him. He is employed. He works at a warehouse. He's been working there for 8 years. Judge, he is a veteran of the Air Force. He served in the Air Force for 5 years. Judge, I would actually like to just bring up the fact that there's no date on the complaint, and I would move for a dismissal given that the complaint is defective. I'm not sure when this allegedly occurred.
I do not have any additional information about that.
I am not dismissing it today, but it's a horrible.
Thank you, Judge.
Famble.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
With the spouse.
Curtis. Is there an Alexis Leach present? Alexis Leach?
That's Curtis's. Judge, I haven't really never.
No, we got to be in I'm sorry. No. No, that's right. Okay, yeah, they have it wrong. Okay. No, Famble is the defendant, so that's the second.
The plea is not guilty for Ms. Famble.
I'll correct it. Is she executing the TPO?
Yes.
It's Fieldia Road here.
Oh.
Just on mine. Does it have for subject, does it have Monique Famble on your paperwork? The victim's name on mine or the prosecuting witness is on my paperwork listed as the subject. Okay, so it's correct on there.
It is.
All right, I will correct it here. All right,
Esteban, Ms. Famble is 40 years old. She has 0 failures to appear. I see just a minor misdemeanor conviction from 2006. I do have good contact for her. She's a home health aide. She's been doing that for the past 2 years. She does have somewhere to stay that is not with the prosecuting witness. She actually was supposed to sign a new lease yesterday to go to her new place. I would ask that box 13 be checked on the TPO. Perfect. And we are asking for an OR bond.
From the state.
With the execution of the TPO, state's fine with OR.
No record I'm sorry, there's one misdemeanor, no record of violence, 0 failures to appear, OR plus jurors if requested.
Thank you, Judge.
Paul,
TPO, sign, sir.
Is there an Elijah Alexander present? Elijah Alexander. No response. There's a request for a TPO.
Paul,
Good time.
Please not guilty for Ms. Hall.
all right, Esteban.
Esteban, Ms. Hall is 27 years old. She does live here locally in Cincinnati. I do have good contact information for her. This is the temporary protection. She does have 2 children, a 9-year-old and a 4-year-old, who Ms. Hall is the primary caretaker of. She is self-employed. She does hair. She's been doing that for the past 7 years now. I see that she has 0 failures to appear and ORAs of 1, no adult convictions. And she did execute the TPO. We are asking for an OR bond today.
There's a child.
I would ask
Are
that the
you
child
just here to
remain.
support?
Yeah, this is my citizen judge. With all respect, we stand before you today feeling that the system has failed her. She was the one who was the victim, stalked her, harassed by her estranged husband. And we have all the proof, our family has all the proof, the messages and everything behind that. So we just ask that you throw this out. So this is
So it won't be thrown out today. I'm not able to, but thank you for.
I would ask that the child remain. She was alleged to be present at the time of the offense. There is an independent witness that corroborated Mr. Alexander's statements to the police that Ms. Hall hit him several times in the course of trying to pick up his daughter.
We would ask the child be removed, Judge.
This ain't gonna work. This is literally
Ms. Hall.
false.
Ms. Hall.
This is false.
Ms. Hall. You have no.
This is false.
Ms. Hall, you're gonna end up going to jail when you don't need to.
Stop touching me, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I can't do this. This is not true. How can you just do this? I ain't gonna do.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Ms. Hall clearly does have support in the community as well.
The child is off.
Thank you.
Will be OR plus jurors if requested. There's no record, no failures to appear.
Thank you.
You go back on that hallway.
Hudson.
Sign and serve, right?
Hudson.
He's in a transport chair.
A lot of people in chairs
In a restraint chair or wheelchair?
Wheelchair, like a transport chair. Just has trouble walking.
Okay, thanks.
The plea is not guilty for Mr. Hudson.
All right, Esteban.
Esteban, Mr. Hudson is 64 years old. I do have good contact for him. He was recently at the Talbert House. He is still connected with Talbert House and plans to continue that engagement with their services there. He is also diabetic, so he does have health concerns being held in the Justice Center that he is very concerned to be released for. I do have a good address for him, not with prosecuting witness, so we are asking for an OR bond today.
In the state.
Asking for a stay away, no contact order from Ms. Bernadine Chambers and submit. Alleged slap to the face while riding in a car together.
There are 3 prior failures to appear. 1 violent felony, 2 felonies, 2 violent misdemeanors, 7 misdemeanors, and 1,500 anyway, plus jurisdiction plus stay away, no contact. Johnson.
Yeah. Yeah, just going. Johnson, over. Can you make sure you're coming to
This is a bond hearing today. Ryan Dana does represent Ms. Johnson. I submitted his designation on this one.
From the state, or, I'm sorry, that's the bond.
It's okay. Ms. Johnson is 41 years old. I do have a good contact for her peer support counselor through the Talbert House. Mr. Dana has also said that he has good contact with the Lornette, her counselor as well. He has had good contact with her. It looks like this is just an EMU address situation. I do have a good address for her that she does say that her peer support counselor could verify. So we are asking that the bond be reinstated. Mr. Dana and Ms. Johnson are also considering mental health court for her, and I think that's maybe.
She's supposed to be in treatment at Blue Ridge Vista?
Yes, I'm supposed to be at treatment today, and that's why. Sorry.
That's okay. I am not sure what the conditions of the bond are. It looks like it's just EMU. And like I said, I do have a good address for her that could be verified.
And I was wanting to know if I could please have this OR bond. Okay, yeah, because I will not make this mistake again. Yes, I'm supposed to be at treatment today at Blue Ridge Vista, but I cannot be there because of being in jail. And the longer I'm in jail, the longer I can be at treatment at Blue Ridge Vista.
From the state.
The information that I have are that she was placed on EMU and was taken to Blue Ridge Vista, that her monitor died on January 26th and hasn't been charged since. Officers contacted Blue Ridge Vista, and on January 28th of 2026, they actually were physically present and were going to try to get her to charge her monitor, but the staff advised that she was not there and they didn't know where she was, and EMU couldn't contact her. My concern is that she's already left her treatment facility once and we weren't able to contact her, and she's not provided a separate address. And then as well, her actually charging her monitor to make sure that we can make sure that she's where she's supposed to be. But I do understand that there are mental health concerns. So it's the back and forth between that of trying to get her into treatment, I think would be beneficial with her having a bond to try to get that through the court.
Yes, please. I will not make this mistake again, ma'am.
Bond is 1,000 anyway, or alternative OR EMD lockdown to Blue Ridge Vista. Defendant can only be transported by Blue Ridge Vista.
That'll be fine right there.
They'll have to come pick her up.
Okay,
Jones.
Johnson, go back on the hallway. Yeah.
Jones. Have you on the bench?
Good morning, Your Honor. He is not guilty.
Does Ms. Jones have somewhere to go on EMD?
She does not right now.
All right, Esteban.
Esteban, Your Honor, in speaking with Ms. Jones, I asked her about the KP's history here. She has stated that she is homeless. She has been since I believe this case has started maybe a little bit before. She had come to court originally for the first court date. She has a cart with all of her belongings, and so the first day it did take an hour for her to get through security. In speaking with her, I do believe that we can come up with an arrangement basically for her to come into our office, leave it in my office, and then come to court, come and get the belongings after, just because it is her entire life. She does have medical issues that have arose in the last 2 weeks with swelling of her hands and legs. She is connected with Pathway, and also she has had some contact with 311 Cincinnati. I am looking into also a social work referral. I will just note that this is her only charge that I see, and that there has not been an issue. This is back from sometime in 24. She has not returned there. She won't go back there, and she just wants to get this resolved and move on with her life.
From the state.
I'll defer to Your Honor.
This is an older case. Typically, I don't change KPS bonds, but the judge isn't here anymore who set that bond. So it'll be a supervised OR. Ms. Jones, just stay in contact with your attorney so you can get it resolved, okay? Thank you,
Bring it back onto the order.
Loveless.
Your Honor, on Loveless, I believe we reached an agreement to resolve these.
Loveless.
No, thank you.
All right, what have you all worked out?
I'm anticipate the defendant pleading guilty to the 2026 case number and would dismiss her plea the other two charges from the 2025 numbers.
A and B.
Yes.
Ms. Lovelace, a guilty plea is a complete admission of guilt. The failure to file registration is a minor misdemeanor. Maximum possible penalty is a $150 fine plus cost. The driving under suspension is an unclassified misdemeanor. Maximum possible penalty is up to $1,000 in fines and costs, up to 500 hours of community service. You do have the right to a trial. Knowing your right to trial, the maximum possible penalties, do you want to maintain a guilty plea to the two charges?
Yes.
Counselor, do you waive to stipulate?
Yes, Your Honor.
Finding of guilty. Ms. Lovelace has been there for one night. Was there insurance?
March, no.
One credit, one remit the fines and costs.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, let's move back on the hallway.
If you like hand,
Like him.
And Your Honor, the pleas are not guilty. Esteban, Mr. Lycan, he has owned a business, Midwest Mowing. He does this full time. He's had this business for about 8 months. I do have a good address for him and good phone number for him. He missed the court date here on the probation violation due to being in Warren County. And I don't believe that he was ever represented on the 19 cases. He assures me that he will come to court. And I know that he does have holders out of Warren and Butler. He believes that they are just for, he believes that they will be resolved quickly. And so we would ask the court to consider an SOR in these cases.
From the state.
Just based on the previous history, however, those were traffic. He has an OR score of 2. I will note that he was a passenger when he was arrested on these warrants. So I'll otherwise defer.
On the open container OR, on the passing bad checks 1,000 anyway, or alternative OR EMD, same on the theft. On the driving under suspension or more.
Thank you.
Brandon Moore. Moore.
The pleas are not guilty, Your Honor. As to bond, Mr. Moore, so I looked at the docket on this case, the one with many letters. So he had been cited on 11/17 for a court date on 12/18. After talking with his partner, I believe it's in the courtroom, she stated that they did show up that date. It was just a little bit late. And so when he did check in, the sheriff told him to talk to the clerk. When talking to the clerk, they gave him like the paperwork about how to appeal, I guess, a dog forfeiture, but didn't realize, I guess he didn't bring up the habeas that had probably already been called for the case. He does currently have felonies pending. He has not missed a court date on the felony, and it is set for plea on February 5th. And so I do believe that he is going to continue to maintain contact, and I do think that it was a bit confusing for him where he was given a paperwork and believed that he had been done with that case. He understands now that he is not done with the case and that we are going to be handling this case. He was recently laid off from Tradesman International, but he did have an interview for today for 99 exposure, which is a job where you work with children with autism. He does have his GED. He is certified carpenter, roofer, and he also does have his OSHA 10 certification. He will not have any dogs while this case is pending. And we would just ask for the court to consider all of that. And he would be able to do an ankle monitor. The court would consider that as well.
From the state.
I'll defer to Your Honor. It doesn't appear that he has 3 failures to appear in the last 5 years that I'm looking at, an OR score of 5. None of these are violent in any way, so I will defer.
OR in the open hours.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And no animals during the pendency of the case. Heather Moore.
Couldn't touch it.
Is there a Marvin Turner present? Marvin Turner? No response.
Stand in here, please do it.
Does she have somewhere to go on EMD?
Yes, she does.
Is there anything from the state?
With the execution of the TPO, you prefer?
She's executing the TPO.
Yes.
OR, EMD, open hours plus jurors if requested. The EMD is because there's 8 failures to appear. All right, parts.
Thank you, Deputy.
See ya.
Sorry. These are all yours. Should go back out for the hall.
I'm trying to get them served before you leave the courtroom.
Go back out.
With the spout.
Parks, is there a Mr. Nasheed present? Mr. Nasheed? No response.
Parks just stand here, face the judge. Stand right here, face the judge.
No record except for 1 minor misdemeanor, 1 failure to appear, no weapon, location, arguments, slap, punch. Is she executing the TPO?
One. Sorry.
Thank you.
And she has executed the CPO.
State's fine with OR given the execution of the CPO.
OR with the TPO. I'll set up OR on that traffic.
Thank you.
All right, Parks. You go back out for the hall.
Peterson or Ferguson?
Sign, sir.
It's Peterson.
Thank you.
Mr. Peterson has refused to come down.
You want me to set a bottle? Or you want to set it to tomorrow?
We can be on the one that's set for bond hearing, the theft. He's already entered a plea on that one. He has, he's set on the 3rd in front of Judge Peck.
That one is 5,000 anyway.
And plea of not guilty on the possession, on the paraphernalia. Ask for nominal.
It'll be the standard. Is there anything? Standard bond, 1,000 anyway. Amber Pittman. Pittman.
Ms. Pittman has a TRD that she would resolve today with the court's permission.
Let's take a look.
And plea is not guilty on the CRD.
This is classified. Ms. Pittman, the guilty plea is a complete admission of guilt. The driving under suspension is an unclassified misdemeanor. Maximum possible penalty is up to $1,000 in fines and costs, up to 500 hours of community service. You do have the right to a trial. Knowing your right to trial, the maximum possible penalties, do you want to maintain a guilty plea to 1 count of driving under suspension?
Yes.
Counselor, do you waive and stipulate?
Yes.
Finding of guilty, she's been there 1 night.
Yes.
Anything from the state?
FRA mark no.
1, credit 1, and then the fines and costs. As to bond on the other, there are 3 prior failures to appear. Does she have somewhere to go on EMD?
Yes.
Yes, she stays with a friend in Cleve. She's given me an address and a phone number. According to the allegations, it does appear that the property was recovered.
Asking for stay away from Macy's and defer.
OR plus EMD, stay away from Macy's.
And you're gonna go back out there.
Rye. Rye.
Not guilty on behalf of Mr. Rye.
Esteban.
Esteban, he's 39 years old. He resides with his parents, his wife, and his children. He works for a grocery store called 11 Brothers Grocery. He's been there since 2022. He is the sole provider for his family. He is absolutely not a flight risk and will come to court. As the court would consider an OR bond.
What number OBI is this?
Second in time, second overall, with the first being in 2025. There was an accident. It was non-injury.
25 or 26?
The ticket has 2025, Your Honor, so they wrote that the conviction was in 2025.
I have 1/8.
I do see, so I think they based that off the charge, so,
It says
off the
the
charging
conviction.
date. So yes,
Alright.
it would be the conviction date of 2026.
So, second in time, second overall.
FRA is marked yes. There was a breath test. 0.242.
ALS.
I do not have one in the file. Would ask for a public safety suspension on that, just based on that, not knowing if there's an ALS in place at the time.
1,000 anyway on the C and D plus TAD plus no alcohol. OR on the other two.
So about 250 hours, you'll get you about 254. And
Roland.
There's Desiree Hines present. Desiree Hines.
This way.
No response.
Roland.
Plea is not guilty on behalf of Mr. Rowland. As to bond, he is 29 years old. Talk to him about the incident. He and the prosecuting witness do not reside together. He is executing the temporary protection order as we speak. I would ask the court to take that into account, asking for an OR bond with protection rights.
Please close.
Ask that box 13 be checked, which it usually is, but I'm pretty sure.
From the state.
I'm concerned by the 12 failures to appear in the last 5 years that are on the bond sheet. I do think a monetary bond, even with the TPO being executed, is appropriate to secure his appearance back in court.
I showed 4 failure to appear, is not 12. But... Okay.
Yeah, we talked to him after.
Okay.
You got your paperwork.
I see. So I have the older version. Okay. I did not think I was hallucinating. I can clearly see a number 4.
5 5,000 anyway, plus jurors if requested.
Sign it, sir.
Spradlin,
Thank you, sir.
Is there a Rachel Stark
Intimate
present?
partners.
Rachel Stark. No response.
Not guilty on behalf of Mr. Spradlin.
he executed the TPO.
Through the wishes of the we talked about.
Yes.
That's right. He is executing the protection order as we speak. He's been working construction overall. Very recently, because of seasonal and weather issues, he's not been getting any regular work, but that is his career. The prosecuting witness has moved out of the residence, which is his mother's residence. So we are asking if the court would consider an OR bond with protection order. Mr. Spradlin has showed me wounds on himself, so we strongly deny the allegations contained in the complaint.
From the state.
Looks like the information I have is that the two were out drinking and then got into a huge dispute. I don't see anything significant in the last, 6+ years for the defendant. So with the execution of the TPO, I'll defer.
Would add zero further to appears.
OR plus tab plus no alcohol.
Right.
Williams,
Sign it, sir. Come, please, court holders.
Williams.
I'll defer on those. Are you just asking for a nominal bond?
Yes, not guilty, asking for nominal. She has bigger problems.
250 anyway.
Thank you.
All right.
Walk-ins.
All right, county walk-ins. Listen for your name, please.
I just on Gregory Williams, I had the misdemeanors and for some reason those were also set to the grand jury. Would you just make it RAC forever so that I can set for a pretrial?
They're not related.
They're not related, no. That's fine. I think they're city cases, but yeah.
Five, RNC.
Oh, yes.
Oh, these are separate. These are just official RNC. Okay. All right, Anthony Herman, Albert Horney, Robert Stidham, Tammy Young. That's the first set. All right. Anthony Herman. Good morning, Mr. Herman.
Posted bond, standard 1,000.
All right, it'll be the same bond we posted. Who does he need to stay away from?
Melissa Pack.
Stay away, no contact with Melissa Pack. The bond can be revoked if you have contact, understand?
Yes.
All right, thank you. You're going to, I go right there. All right, Albert Horney. See, he posts.
Yes, it was an OR bond, Judge.
Habeas, 250. Robert Stidham. All right,
Posted.
Stay away from Joey Wallace.
what was that?
Can I say something? Was it $10,000 bond, 10%?
Okay, sorry.
Who is this to stay away from?
Joey Wallace.
Could I just give it?
Well,
He always.
hold on for 1
Okay,
second.
sorry.
So everything that you're saying in here could be recorded and used against you. I can't dismiss or do anything with the case today.
Yeah.
Itself as far as dismissal or anything else. So if you want to speak, I will allow you to do that with the caveat that you're free right now.
Okay, he keeps coming to my house. So what if he comes to my house?
Call the police.
I have. I don't do anything.
Stay in the house and call the police. That's
I
all
do
I can
that. I
say
don't even
right
go
now.
outside.
All right.
I got a video and everything in my house. So they don't do nothing.
All right. That's all I can do right
Okay,
now.
that's all.
Thank
That's all I
you.
can say. Thank you.
Tammy
117. Tammy Young. Posted. Standard 500, yes.
Alright, Ms. Young is here today. It'll be the same bond. You'll just go get your next court date, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, the 10:30 docket, Lawrence Banks.
Judge, the only reason this case had to be called on the record is that the grand jury added a charge, I think it's the theft, that does not have a bond on it. We're asking the court to consider OR on that one because he hasn't posted the bond on the criminal trespass yet.
OR.
Thank you.
Sakita Hardy.
Judge, this might be a co-defendant, and we are in the exact same posture, yes.
That was added.
Yeah. And she has not posted the bond. Thank you. Not guilty.
Michael Horton. That already has a OR bond. It was remanded, so that should just be what, RAC?
Yes, although I don't even. Yes, Judge. What's the case number that you have in front of you?
C26 CRB 1393.
Oh, okay. That was. Gotcha. Okay, just not guilty on that.
All right. Marion Smith. Mr. Smith. All right.
Judge, this is another case where they have added a bond. I think it's the assault, and he already posted 10,000 on one of these. So we're asking the court to consider OR on the assault.
Is there anything from the state?
No.
OR.
Thank you, Judge. That should be it.
I have one more. I have Jabez Kennedy. You, Mr. Kennedy?
I'll be right with you.
These were two traffic cases, a speeding and a driving under suspension.
Okay. And I apologize. It does not print out on my docket, so these must have been added after I printed my docket.
They were capiouses. He is here today.
They were posted.
Oh, the bonds were posted?
They were.
Okay, it'll be the same bond that was already posted. You'll go get your next court date, all right?
Room 117.
All right,
Thank you.
and that is the docket.
So,
Can you have the, my night bonds at 7? Night bonds? Yes. Thank you.